All right, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Who are we talking about tonight, Canadian?
Oh, we're talking about straight off the buffet menu, calamari.
Disrespect as Admiral Akbar to you, sir.
Admiral Akbar.
Akbar is from the planet Mon Cala and served as captain of the Mon Calamari Guard. During the Clone Wars, Akbar fought in the Battle of Mon Cala, in which he helped secure princely Char's claim as king of Mon Cala. During the era of the Galactic Empire, Akbar became the military commander in the Alliance, emerging as a symbol of defiance against the Empire. Mon Calamari's support for Alliance grew because of Akbar. Eventually, they supplied Mon Calamari star cruisers that made up a bulk of the Alliance fleet. Now Supreme Commander Akbar, he acted as fleet commander during the Battle of Endor from his command ship Home 1. During Akbar's leadership, the Alliance successfully mounted an attack that led to the destruction of the Empire's second Death Star, the death of Emperor Palpatine, and Darth Vader. After the Battle of Endor, the Alliance formed the New Republic, and later Akbar became Fleet Admiral of the Republic Defense Fleet, and led the Republic to its victory over the Empire during the Battle of Jakku. He was enjoying his retirement until the emerging threat of the First Order could no longer be ignored. Princess Leia Organa, the general of the Resistance, coaxed Akbar out of his retirement to serve in the Resistance. He would go on to reclaim his commission as Admiral. Unfortunately, Akbar was on the bridge of the Radius when two First Order TIE fighters attacked the ship after it exited hyperspace, and he was killed. Tonight, we talk about one of the most important people in the Resistance, one of the most important commanders in the Resistance, Admiral Akbar. Join us.
All right.
That's such a good shot there at the end.
Admiral?
We're over the shoulder looking.
Yeah.
out.
We're the over the shoulder cameo.
I feel like we say this a lot. So the last couple of people we've done,
Yeah, basically.
one of the most on the shoulder. One of the most like well known, but when you actually try to do a deep dive, there's just not a lot. Like there wasn't a lot of like even when I went to the Wikipedia, it was like a couple of paragraphs. I mean, there's like he's this, but as far as like deep dive stories where he's like running around with Han Solo or that's what everyone seems to be in some Dark Horse comic book or something else. There wasn't as much as even some of the bounty hunters. It was just kind of like, yeah, he's in charge and he was there and he oversaw this and he oversaw that. Anyway, on to the next story. And I was like, well, that's all right.
Yeah, one of those guys who just basically, he's the commander, and in the big battles, he was there. He did his job, and yeah.
I always remember him. I always remember him sitting in his chair a lot, but I don't remember him walking around. And
how much do you think that recliner is? How much do you think the?
Well, he's the one that gave the he was the one walking around showing when it was like something. What is it like? Was it General? I think it was General, right? That was everybody else, right? Everybody was a general. Like
anyone was a general because they were like land because they're on the land force.
Yeah. He was the one saying like General Calrissian or whatever has agreed to lead the thing. He was walking around for that. And then in the Clone Wars, obviously, he had a big part in the Clone Wars, putting with the Civil War and putting it back together. And like I said it in there, and I think probably, I mean, obviously he was a good commander. He had some, some very hard stuff to go against odds, I guess. But
he was always in the lower of the ratio. How much he could.
But I guess the main thing was though that he was like a hero to his people. So, like I said in there, the majority of the made up the fleet was his people's fleet. So. I mean, that was probably his biggest thing was he was able to secure all the ships that they needed.
Yeah, if he wasn't involved, not only just for like the sake of his commanding abilities, but just for the sake of his, I'll call it philanthropy, where he's able to get everyone else involved, they would not be able to get off the ground.
Yeah, and obviously his tactical stuff too. So, yeah.
What's funny is so comparing him. Obviously, comparing his Legends and canon, like he still kept going around just being a commander and or an admiral, leading the ships. And ultimately, I was looking it up to see when he died there too. And again, like Dordana, like Mon Mothma, they all like they aged out of their roles and then disappeared. But Admiral Akbar, he at the very least he died of old age. It said, surrounded by his people who celebrated him as a hero. Now,
so it took Disney to give this man the death that he wanted to bring him back for no reason other than be some background character who's like, when the shit blows up. That's thank you, Disney.
We'll see when we look at the panels. They do a better job there with his death in canon. But my God, when that move, better is relative, right? You can go a little higher.
Oh no, I had no doubt it's better because look what they did. There's a shit job they did.
Well, in the movie, it was like, the thing blows up, everyone gets sucked out for a second, and Leia, she makes her way back, and then they all like offhandedly say, "Yep, Akbar, this person, yeah, they all died," and it's like, oh, one of the OGs here, and Commander just gets
funny because mention. You joke around about the way modern people do movies. I know this is about him, but kind of not about the way they do movies, and it doesn't really make sense. And you don't want to be one of those people who agrees with a certain sect of our fandom who's like all they're doing is finding ways to destroy the old and bring in the new. But when you start going down the list of famous people who they needed in this world and who they just brought back for the sake of death. I remember the first time I realized that enough is enough is when they brought back Calrissian, and I was threatening. I'm surprised the FBI didn't come for the amount of threatenings I was doing to Disney about do not bring him back just to kill him. I swear to God, because that's what it seemed like they were doing, and it's in all sectors. If you look at from old school cartoons to Star Wars, Marvel, they all do it. It's like they just want to kill off.
He was the only. I think Lando was really the only one who survived, right?
Yeah.
If you just count C-3PO and R2-D2, like he was really the only one, right?
Yeah, and I don't have a problem with them all dying, but geez, I'd rather them die of old age and just like never, have a scene where Princess Leia came and said, "Hey, Akbar, I need you, buddy," and he was like, "I'm old, I can't possibly that's fine." Like send his like son or something and make it tragedy for the son went instead of him.
Yeah,
do something, but don't just be like. And he wasn't even like needed. Like if you go look at which I would suggest no one watch it again. But if you can remember the movie, it wasn't like he was like he had 90% speaking roles and he had one hand on a blaster while going out the window and is like shooting his way out.
He had like I think like 2 lines of dialogue and a couple of spins in the chair. That was it. And wasn't even the main chair anymore. He wasn't even in the middle. He was off to the side. That's
what I'm saying. It's like, but
nevertheless, yes. But I think the what's fun is too. We'll talk about when we look at the panels and such. Is like with his people. Like there isn't like Mon Calamari. He basically is like the most famous one, and like united his entire people like multiple times over. Like in the Clone Wars, when the Empire invaded Mon Cala. This is before Empire Strikes Back, and then obviously Return of the Jedi did it again.
Mm-hmm. Also, while we're talking about Mon Calamari, can we just talk about that for a second? Now, has it ever been confirmed that this world of Star Wars in some way is in our universe? Like it's just a far away part of our universe? Because sometimes it bleeds in. Like they're literally called calamari, not like Jujuju or something. They're called calamari, and they are people of the ocean. It just seems kind of weird that we also have things called calamari that
look like
live here in the world,
not squid.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's just funny though that sometimes how Lucas, or a lot of times it was just books and stuff. They just were like, I don't know, I'm writing this book. You get a green light, do whatever you want to when you write a book for Lucas. So what do you want to call him? Calamari sounds good.
Well, okay. I don't want to. This isn't a spoiler for Andor, episode 4 or episode 5. This isn't a spoiler for it, but it's a food that gets introduced. Katrina, do you remember the food?
No. Oh.
Yeah, so you have blue milk, right?
Yeah.
Craig?
Fruit
Yeah.
milk.
What would you put with your milk in the morning?
I assume cereal. I don't know
Yeah.
what else you would put.
You got some blue fruity pebbles basically as your cereal. Or no,
Oh well,
blue.
yeah. Well, in the first three of
Applejack.
Endor, they all said blue noodles too. So
Yeah, well, what's not the fruit? They're like a blue corn. Where are those little balls? Just like the
Cheerios, they look more like Cheerios. to me.
no, like they're like circular, like actual, sorry, spherical, like actual.
Oh, there's
I've never had
tricks that are
those.
circles.
I think they're called pebbles, right? Are they?
Yeah, basically. Anyways, you can introduce some cereal in there too. So cereal's there. I wouldn't
We
be
got cereal,
surprised if someone's
coffee. We got cereal,
you know.
coffee. We got noodles. We got everything going in Star Wars now.
So I'm sure there's some shrimp on the Barbie somewhere.
There's there was some sushi, dragon sushi.
Oh yeah, too.
All right, so what is this? Oh, it's not on my thing. Oh, here it goes. Finally, I actually have a thing up, but it was also a long time ago. Did we name it after them? I don't know. It wasn't a long time
Once they were conquered by the humans.
Yeah,
And it wasn't just
Shrunk them
far
down.
away. It wasn't just far away. It was far, far away.
As the closer they got to us, the smaller they got, and until they became bite
Well,
sized.
once the humans started showing up, we just like, hey, although they're talking and they can fly a starship, they look like they could be pretty good eating. So we're gonna go ahead and just start calling them calamaris. All right. Other than that, I can't really think of anything to talk about in like live action.
Like live action, it's basically just he obviously showed up in like Return of the Jedi and the sequels. That's about it. And then obviously, if the animated is the Clone Wars, that's basically his other. He didn't show up in Rebels, if I remember correctly.
I don't think so. And if he did, they always brought him in as like a bit player. He was never like, he was always just like, and this is Akbar. And he was like, hello, and then he would just keep walking or something. It was like never, disrespectful.
I don't remember.
I did come up with a clip,
not
which is
there.
weird. I've never seen this clip before, so maybe this is like a never before seen clip.
May the force be with us.
We've got to be able to get some kind of a reading on that shield, up or down. Well, how could they be jamming us if they don't know if we're coming? Break off the attack. The shield is still up.
I got no reading. Are you sure?
Pull up! All craft, pull up!
Take a base of action. Green group, skip across the holding sector of each other.
Admiral, if we have enemy ships, Sector 47.
It's a trap.
It's weird. I've never seen that before. I've never seen that last part.
Very underrated clip, I guess. Hey, watching that's making me want to go back and watch Return of the Jedi right now.
Can we just talk about how Billy D. Williams is the greatest actor ever? Like, did you just see how smooth that was? How can they let
That was so subtle. The way he kind of like Akbar just stole his thunder. That he was the one that realized that they were in a trap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about you.
Years.
I wasn't that focused on Lando. I was more focused on 9-Yub going, yip, yip.
Listen, you got a point now. Listen, there's always the other man who's getting upstage instead of the white guy. Now it's the fish man, because my man is the one that figured it out. He's like, wait a minute, no, turn around. And Akbar's like, everybody turn around, it's a trap. Like, it was totally
I don't
my
know.
man.
Did
He figured it out.
you
You're
look
right.
at the background when he turns around in his chair and one of them's got a gun like this?
Does he?
Yeah, he's like holding something in his hand. It looks like a gun.
He's in a mutiny. He's ready to mutiny.
He's I've been waiting for this moment for him to mess up, and now the ship is mine. The best thing about that, though, when I was looking for that clip, I really wanted to try to find an excuse for him when he starts spinning around that chair. It's like right on that cusp. Well, which also, by the way, hello, Mr. Masters. I didn't say hello. It's right on that cusp of being like, because that somebody was pulling that, because this is back in the day. So there was some poor schmo who was on chair duty, right?
with the line and
like,
the cable.
It's like right on that line between, looks like holy crap, I would hold on because it's just out of balance enough where it's also really smooth. Like, it's like you want one of those chairs. Like, if I could have one of those chairs, I'd take it. But then you know it's a guy pulling it, and it happens so fast, so smooth. You know, the first couple times he's probably like, oh, because he's got that big like mask on.
I would love to see bloopers of them when they make the turn. He just flops over the chair.
And I've also, even when I was a little kid, I remember the first time I watched it, I thought it was weird because I was like, well, maybe the chair's not made for him. And now you know that those chairs are made for his people because the headrest is like really a shoulder rest and it doesn't actually hold his head up. So it's kind of weird how his headrest is.
He wasn't using it.
Well, all right. Well, I guess you just ready to go straight into the written word.
Yeah, I think so.
Before it's up, we got to watch that again. Not right now, but
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I want to see the guy with the gun. I want to see him back there going for the mutiny.
look in the background.
Well, hold on now. I mean, where is? Sorry, I'm looking for it. Jar Jar. This is behind the scenes. Nobody can see this. We don't want anybody to steal our plans here. You know, look could be.
You know, I can't remember if I got Akbar in that C-3PO case. I'm pretty sure I didn't.
Ooh. That'll be the next thing to add to the list.
Now I need to go through it.
Okay, hold on though. Before we do this, let's go back because I'm also curious. Yeah, you gotta pay attention here, Canadian, because we're about to go through here, and you're probably looking something up on the internet. But we got to go through here. You were the one wondering about it.
Here's something interesting. I'm looking at some just trivia quickly to
See?
double check.
Told you he was looking at something on the internet. You can always tell.
I was looking if there was anything about the puppet there, but here's something we almost had happen. So basically, during Revenge of the Sith, so Akbar was not in Revenge of the Sith, but there were Mon Calamari there, and they made a new puppet animatronic head for the Mon Calamari. And apparently, George was so impressed with the mask that he was tempted. He was going to replace like the how Akbar looked in Return of the Jedi and with a special edition. We was gonna have the head like replaced and put in with the new one, but he didn't do it because he just didn't get to it, so he just left it.
He didn't get to it.
He just didn't get
So
to
he was
it.
gonna digitally replace the guy's head with the.
Well, replace the head, and then basically they were gonna comp in new footage of the new animatronic head over top of
George.
Akbar's.
He's always fiddling with shit. Like,
Just leave it. It's perfect.
yes. All right, so let's look for the man. This is like the Kennedy tapes. Let's look for the man who was trying to take over the ship in the background. This is according to Kachung. He says he has the evidence. So let's see it.
May the Force be with us.
We've got to be able to get some kind of a reading on that shield, up or down. Well, how could they be jamming us if they don't know if we're coming? Break off the attack. The shield is still up.
I got no reading. Are you sure?
Pull up! All craft, pull up!
Take evasive action. Green group, skip across the holding sector of each other.
Admiral, we have enemy ships in Sector 47.
It's a trap.
Is that his hand?
It was his hand. His hand
Yeah.
looked like a gun. He was like,
Yeah, that was his hand. He just got long fingers. Outrageous.
E.T.
Outrageous. What you find out today? You can find out today on the Mr. Grill channel that Kachung is actually anti-calamarite, is what he is. He doesn't even know the proportion of these poor
French.
people's hand.
he's prejudiced to the seafowl.
So prejudiced.
Is the Australian coming out on him?
Oh, it's
Yeah, I
it's,
think
it's hard to
everyone
see. All right. Why does it say percent?
But
Okay,
I
they
love-
changed stuff. Hold on. I don't know what this is.
It's so good just
that what
watching
this
that
is?
scene anyway.
Oh, wow. They changed the little thing down here. Okay, that's good. I try to make it more complicated than it was.
No.
All right. So are we seeing it now or not?
Yep, you have it there. You just have to hit the slideshow.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. Here we go.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
So, episode 55, we made it here.
We made it, Ma, all the way to the top.
So, hit the height, yeah. So, basically, appearance-wise, obviously not a lot. Return of the Jedi first showed up, then Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, the death of him in canon. And then Clone Wars, it was the 3-episode arc in season 4 that kicked it off. And then I wrote upcoming Andor because I have a feeling he could show up, given that Andor is 5 BBY. He would already be around doing stuff.
Can only hope, right?
Mm-hmm. The very least, we'll see him around.
So they hang out with Youngins, right?
Yeah, he's on Naboo for a reprieve. So he has lots of appearances, but again, as we saw with Mon Mothma, a lot of his appearances just happen to be him. For him specifically, it's sitting down opposed to standing around a table. He's sitting in his chair, or he's delegating stuff, or he just says something in the ship. But otherwise, his first appearance is issue 3 of Return of the Jedi, followed up by he first shows up in issue 82 of the Star Wars run, and with his cover appearance being 90, which we saw previously. Then he shows up in a bunch of other issues, and then Dark Empire briefly, X-Wing Rogue Leader, and then his last appearance in Legends was Rebellion issue 14.
He is in Dark Empire, isn't he?
But very briefly too. Yeah, so there's the Mon Cala himself.
It's interesting that he's already Admiral, right? Like he's already attained this before he even appears.
Yeah, he's already he's already stunted on everyone else.
There's a huge backstory there, a whole movie even.
I can have a whole limited Disney Plus series on how he got his admiralhood.
As I say, it's best not to think about it. Let's not give Disney any ideas.
So yeah, and then there's the famous issue 4 of Return of the Jedi. It has the famous, a trap. No, it's a trap because that guy's sniffing the mic. That guy's sniffing the microphone back there.
Very. I know he's like, man, who used this last? They use some great mouthwash. You still
really smell like fish. Who used this?
This is also the same cover of the unknown, not well known power of the flame power that the Emperor has. People don't know that.
He also specced in pyromancy, right? So like,
he can shoot flames too. It's crazy, fireballs everywhere.
And at the end of those issues for the Return of the Jedi, they had pinups.
Oh yeah,
I like this actually. This is good. I like.
You remember Jabba's sidekick? What was his name?
Salacious Crumbs. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Now the guy in the back, though, he should be facing the other way with his hands, his big hands sticking out, as we know now. So Marvel had a missed opportunity there. So yeah, this is the first issue he shows up in the Star Wars main series, and this is when he shows up on Endor, looking very, very, very calamari-like.
Surprised.
Very surprised is a good
Can we
term.
also talk about, like, in all the worlds, all the art of all the comics, how often do you think this kind of character has been made with like that face with those kind of like bat ears?
He's actually the main character.
That has to be.
He's the point of view character we have.
This kind of character with these ears with that face has been. I guess it's just an easy like alien B thing to draw.
Like what was that? Enemy Mine. Have you seen that?
Enemy Mine
with Dennis Quaid.
Where his friend is the one that gets pregnant, the alien. I remember that.
Yeah.
This is the first cover appearance.
That's the color combination right there.
Well, remember, this is the first cover appearance of Mon Mothma as well. And we looked at Akbar at that time, said that he got some styling choices from Lando. All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've been hanging out with him on
I'm
the
not going to push the button, but you guys know that's speculate right there. Speculate.
Leia can't really decide what she wants to wear.
She has them sewn together. She has two different things sewn together.
The choice. Was that it? The choice.
Now, are you ready for this one? This is again the final issue of Star Wars. Very weird art, as you remember. So we thought Mon Mothma looked a little weird in that thing. I don't know about you, but I didn't even place that was Akbar standing next to him.
Oh yeah. Why does Luke look like He-Man?
I don't know why anyone looks like they do. I think the Stormtrooper even looks like he's from Ewoks. He's supposed to be.
But is my man being carried? Is this what's happening now? Is he like nice and snug?
I don't know what if that's him smoking something in his hand or that's steam coming off of a
Let me
drink.
tell you something. It could be both. Also, I didn't know Harry and the Hendersons. Like you ever watch that movie? That's what that is. So like confirmed crossover event.
So I
That's a
skipped
cool-
ahead a
that's a cool
bit.
cover.
Obviously, again, a lot of his appearances were the similar. So this is the last appearance in Legends of him. So that's him up there. He
This
gained
is
some
after-
weight.
But say, is this after retirement? Because he's got a little extra seaweed or whatever they eat. He got a little extra, didn't he?
Just yeah, he's really enjoying the Admiralty, right? You know,
He is. Look, listen.
he was
you know,
he's
you
getting
get all
he
the
sat in the
finest
chair a
of
little
food.
too long.
Were there that many
he-
issues to Rebellion?
There was only there were actually quite a bit actually.
Quite a
But here's a great list of his canon appearances. He appears in a lot of stuff.
wow.
He does.
And again, a lot of it ends up being similar, where he is just sitting in the chair. But a couple notes here. So, issue 4 of Star Wars is the first canon appearance.
How about that?
Um,
We know that's
Santa
Santa
Staros.
Staros.
That's Mon Mothma, Dandodana, Jandodana. Lots of people.
Becca
A
Love.
lot of alerts going off these episodes.
Basically,
lately.
ding, 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 ding. And then he appears in a couple different issues there in the middle. Shattered Empire 4 is a good one with Marco
I love
Cecchio art.
That's a
Now-
great series.
Issue 2 with The Last Jedi is the death of Akbar. Very sad. And then issue 40. So there is a set of issues there between issue 44 and 50 where it's him. It's the Mon Calamari where they're saving the planet. I can't the word. They're saving Mon Cala and the king.
When you could come up with the words, I thought it was going to be something way more impressive than saving the planet. I was like, what did he do? You got me on the edge of my seat.
reclaiming the home world. That's all I was
There
trying
you
to
go.
think of. Reclaiming the home. Yeah,
Oh,
so,
and
and then
then-
he appears in some random issues after that, the Age of Resistance stuff, and then he appears in the new current run of Star Wars. Issue 15 is the first appearance, and he shows up all the way up to the most recent in 27. Now, what's funny is his first cover appearance is only in a variant. It's in issue 40 of the Star Wars run. He does not have any other cover appearance outside of that one and the
That's
action
sad.
figure variant.
He
yeah.
should have had at least like a galactic icon variant.
Well, that's why I thought whenever I look these characters up, especially the more popular ones, my first go-to is what's the action figure variant and what's the galactic icon.
Yeah.
And instead of Akbar being there, you get like the droid from Solo. You get random other characters who you
Right.
don't expect to be there. But
not the person responsible for
not one of the most iconic lines and stuff.
helping to
And-
blow up,
Now,
2.0
as far
Death
as
Star.
the collector world goes, when all these have we noticed whether or not, because you obviously have the canon and you have the actual first appearance, do we know which one people are going after? Is it both? Is one a little bit more than the other one?
Sometimes both, I've been finding. Now, Cousin Legends, his first appearance is issue 3 of Return of the Jedi. It's just kind of that's just Return of the Jedi. Like those ones are just generally priced like fine. They're not too expensive. Like just normal issue price. But issue 4 of the canon one has a lot of appearances, specifically the Santa Staros, so that's already inflated. So obviously Akbar he's the real reason everyone's buying that issue. So it's hard to tell. No.
Did you hear they're doing a series just for her?
Yes, I forgot to add that into the news because it came out last second for me. I noticed, but yeah, Santa Staros will have a limited series.
Grab that book.
So yeah, this is issue 4. So his first appearance. He's around the table again. Looks like he's sitting down, but he's not. Yes, this is the Shattered Empire. It's the first. This is post Return of the Jedi,
Yeah, that's a
and
great series.
Marco Cecchio. Yeah,
I love that because that has
That's cool, man.
Poe Dameron's
yeah, it's his parents. That's the mother and father there.
Shay and I can't remember his name.
I think this would be. So this one I included because it was fun. So this was a flashback issue, but the reason why is all 3 of those characters were the ones we just covered.
Yeah, look
Can
at
we
that.
just talk about? Yeah, I was gonna say this man. I like the way he looks. He looks harsh, but then I went over here and I was like, I don't even think that's proportionate. Something's not right here.
A little bit.
It's a weird angle.
But yeah, that was funny that literally it was who we covered in line: Mothma, Donana, and then him.
Yeah.
Now, do you think since they're supposed to be underwater and they have these big eyes, do you think that they have to carry around like eye drops with them at all times?
I was
to
just
keep them
gonna
moist?
say that, same way
Yeah.
like Plo Koon's people have to have the mask on because they can't really breathe oxygen in. They, you think Akbar? Yeah, they have that's probably what's in every one of those pockets. Is just eye drop.
It's just eye drops. He's got eye drops everywhere.
So, all right. So this is his death. This is his death in canon. Now, the reason why this is better is because he actually says something, and not just like suddenly dies in the background. You have no idea he even died. So the torpedoes come. He says, "Torpedoes incoming. It's been an honor serving with you all." And then,
Although that's very like that's happened a lot in movies, so it's not that. It's still better than a nothing burger.
again,
So
in the
him sitting
background,
back.
getting whoop,
Yeah.
and no word, not even acknowledging in the moment. Did Akbar die? Because he's in the background, and you're focused on Leia and all of them.
Right.
So better, but still not great. These are the covers to the Mon Cala arc. We've already covered some of these, but
Let's say we keep seeing the same ones over again, just
And that's
hunting for the
the,
people
the
that watch.
battle. That's the battle in the space docks, right?
yes,
Yeah.
that leads right into that.
It's great.
Now there's some interior art from this. That is probably the best.
Look at
That
that.
is the
And
best.
look at them damn
one.
boots. Tell me he didn't get. Tell me that's not a gift from the space pirate. Look at them damn boots. That was and a cape to go with it. Oh, confirmed
Yeah.
gift.
Well, this
Lando
takes place
gifted him that.
before Episode 5, so Lando might be. That's probably why Lando respects him after he sees the drip. He likes
Oh
the.
yeah, he just sees the style. Yeah, he might.
Yeah.
He might say, "Look at this man's style." That's a
See,
great
yeah.
art, by the way. Holy
Honestly,
shit.
that left panel, best panel of him there. So on the right, specifically, it's him making a call out to all the fleet, basically the inspiration to keep fighting. And then at the same time, he also makes the call to the king on the planet because the king's basically in hiding and he's just not. He's worried of coming out because of the Empire just might kill him and kill the rest of his people. But Akbar convinces him to fight, and they manage to ward off the Empire because of it. But Akbar,
Did I go twice? No. Okay. All right, here we go.
And then that was his first appearance in the new Star Wars run, issue 15. Is during the War of the Bounty Hunter.
Now listen, like I've said before, okay, I am not the artist these people are, but it's unfortunate that whoever did the interiors for this on our show, we have this. Now take a like extra 3 seconds to look at this, and then that. It's just a bit of a letdown. It's a bit of a letdown.
They're both
from one
great.
to the next.
They're both great, but it's hard to compare some of the art. Sometimes.
It's a little bit of a letdown.
Well, another thing too is you look at that and then look at how gorgeous that cover is by Nivian.
Yes, it is.
That's great.
Also, are we going to confirm now that is it because of his style, or do the admirals get the white boots? Because see, everybody else got these brown. boots.
No,
gets the white boots?
Akbar told them if you're wearing white boots in here, if you're wearing the same outfit as me, I'm shuttling you out the airlock. And
Only one man gets to have the white boots, and it ain't none of y'all. So let's get that straight.
Well, and sometimes he has a white vest.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah, he's a
admiral's
full
actually
vest.
white. Yeah, it's a white uniform.
That's a cream colored vest.
And that was his most recent appearance, issue 27 of Star Wars. That came out the previous month. And him there alongside Hera making some decisions.
Just random, nobody cares, but this is my favorite ship in Star Wars, the shuttle. I love the way that looks.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, this storyline is actually the one where that shuttle is the one that is going to be the one that Rebellion uses to get the Death Star, and how they manage to take it. And then these are the covers. So the first true appearance is the left one there. the Mile High variant. We covered the Mile High variant already for Mon Mothma and Dodonna, which is funny.
Yes, yes.
And on the right's the action figure variant.
So
And
they're
like
on the
I always
covers.
say- Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just asking if they were on the covers for the Mile High variants too.
Yeah, they were. There's only one other person on the Mile High variant cover we didn't talk about, which was the I can't remember his name, but he's the general as well in episode 6 in the Rebellion. He's the one with the short hair and beard. He's in the room when they're discussing the attack on Endor.
The fourth wheel.
The fourth wheel, yeah.
You know what? One, I was gonna say, I will keep saying about it is I'd rather have the actual action figure than the actual figure variant. I just don't really like the action figure variants. That being said, they never miss, no matter who's doing the art or how bad it is. They always seem to remember to give his lobster-like forearms.
It's the same person every time, which is crazy. What's funny is the guy who does the action figure variants is the guy who that whole other trend got started by him, which was the negative variants, where it's like the you know which ones I'm talking about. Where that he also made those ones. So
Negative
I don't
space.
have that.
yeah, so negative space, yeah. So that's the comics.
Action
Now
figure variant.
on the left is his original figure from Return of the Jedi, Kenner.
Neat.
Unpunched, ladies and gentlemen. That's worth some money. See that? Unpunched.
So you like the comparison there? So on the left, he was just a wee admiral. He just started out, and on the right, retirement. Dude, look at that.
I like it.
Yeah, those short sleeves.
Oh,
And a little pop figure too.
that I'm gonna even go ahead and redo that. That looks weird. That doesn't even look like. I don't know.
Looks like a
We need to go
dinosaur.
ahead and redo that one. We had
Again,
this one before. Right?
again, this is the
Mon-
same. This is the same set which
Yeah.
Mon Mothma had her first figure. It's him as well here. You can actually see the guy there I was talking about, the fourth guy. He's the one on the right there.
Where?
Okay.
Right below the globe,
Oh.
between Lando and Akbar. Yeah.
Right.
Just so you guys know, I mean, you can get it and get this and say you want to get it because I mean, look at him, look at him, look at him. What the hell is
Now-
that?
I made it my goal to look for the weirdest toy or the strangest one. Now, before it was really easy to find like Hot Wheels figures that looked weird. Akbar's Hot Wheel wasn't that great, but
No.
I did find there was this famous piece of art done where it's him as an actual like admiral in like the British Empire, and they made a mini bust of it, a limited bust at 2013 San Diego Comic-Con. So yeah. I don't know how much this costs. I was afraid to look it up, but that is really cool.
We did something. The next time, if anybody ever watches from Disney, the next time you guys do an animated series, if you could just give me this, it doesn't have to be Akbar. It can be, call him whatever you want to, but I need this in my life. I need some other, fellow Squid Man. I need this. We need to see this, please. This is amazing right here.
Oh wow! There's one on eBay for $550.
There
Yeah,
you go.
I just saw it too. That hurts. So that's
That
Akbar.
hurts.
Wow.
Admiral Akbar cereal, nice.
So yeah, now on to news and new comic book day. But we have this was Kachung brought up, which is great. We have a little list here of what Star Wars games are actually in development. And development could literally be they said, "Oh, we're gonna make a game," to this game's coming out in a couple months.
Right.
So we basically have a couple of note here. So Jedi Survivor, that's coming out very shortly, hopefully. Knights of the Republic is in hiatus completely right now. Star Wars Hunters is still coming out as that weird Switch MOBA game or whatever.
I hate the Switch.
Respawn, so the same company who's doing Jedi Survivor,
Quality.
they have
Respawn
another
quality.
amazing company. They have two
Yeah,
other games
quality.
they have going on with Star Wars. They're doing an untitled, it's an FPS game, so a first-person shooter. It's untitled.
They're good at those. Obviously.
Now, and then the other one is a strategy game. Now, people have rumored that the FPS is not going to be Battlefront because it's DICE's and EA's, but there's a chance it could be a sequel to Republic Commando as Imperial Commando.
Hmm.
And on top of that,
I was gonna say the only thing that concerns me is when I see like respawn. That's a lot of, and then respawn has their
They
own.
also
stuff, too.
just
That's
expanded their company and hired a bunch
yeah,
of
that's
people.
a lot though. I like when companies concentrate and don't just jump around everywhere. So that's a
Yeah.
little concerning.
Otherwise, other people here of note. So Eclipse, Star Wars Eclipse is basically in only pre-production. It's not even really gone anywhere. Ubisoft has an open world game they're working on, and they again same thing. It's
Don't trust
production.
Ubisoft.
Wow.
And the other one of note here is Skydance Media. It's a new company made, and all it says is Amy Hennig's game. Amy Hennig was the lead writer on the Uncharted trilogy, as well as work on Mass Effect, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
So it's going to be a story-focused game, and depending on wise, her quality in writing is quite good with games. Like she's
It can
worked on-
be. It can be really good. And it can also not be
Yeah.
as good. When it's good, it's really good.
So we'll see. I'm curious. I wonder how that's going to be. What the game's going to be like. We also don't know much about like that company or anything either. So it could literally go anywhere.
Just jumping around from low ground to high ground.
Yeah, it literally goes from the lowest to highest bars.
And then obviously, if you
super hiatus.
if you watch Mr. Grill Gaming, I'm doing Knights of the Republic, and I plan on doing Knights of the Republic too. This hurts, but the more I looked into this company, the more I'm hoping that the hype around this, perhaps LucasArts starts rethinking this and maybe gives this to someone else, because I'm still very concerned about this company.
Well, the game's completely
yeah.
halted, so
Yes.
it can go anywhere else.
I think maybe somebody looked into where it was and decided let's put a stop to this. Okay. Anyways,
Now we got some Black Series figures released for Andor, and these obviously now have the cardboard cover, which we'll see if they continue or not.
hold on.
Box
Like I
series.
actually like this character, but damn, can you give me something else? Like that's such a just, you know what I mean? Like it's like it's like a nothing. Can we get some kind of pizzazz? Like it's just that could be any dude.
White boots? Do you want white boots?
White boots would work, but anything. Yeah, okay. And as a toy collector, you know, I hadn't bought toys in a while because it costs money. Be very careful. Even when you buy from Amazon, make sure you open your box. Hell, I would even open it at Walmart or at Target, at the GameStop when you buy them, and look in to make sure these are in here. Because I actually know I've actually heard people say they're actually doing it on purpose. They're fig swapping on purpose. Because this is ridiculous. Because people are,
I mean,
yeah,
people are protesting it by doing that.
Yeah.
So
they're doing it on purpose. So just be aware. Like,
I
have
mean-
you seen the symbiote god, whatever his name is?
no,
King in Black.
Yeah, he has like a $75 figure that's on, like, you can get it from Amazon. It's him and it's Venom, and it's awesome. And I know like 3 different people who ordered. Well, I don't know them. They're on YouTube. 3 different people who ordered that, and they got nothing in the box when it showed up, or they got swapped another figure when they got. When they got it.
Oh, so it's Null and Venom.
yeah, it's a combo.
Okay. He looks like Blade Runner there.
Yeah, really. Then you have Bix.
Again, like, okay. I mean,
What is
looks
she
okay,
doing?
but she's playing.
She's going inventory. She's
Candy,
working inventory for the year.
she's playing Candy Crush.
Candy Crush.
It's a tablet.
Oh no, that's a pretty heavy duty tablet. She's probably playing like Call of Duty or something. To be honest with you,
Well,
that's a
the Steam
gaming
Deck.
tablet
That's
right
the
there.
Steam Deck right there. She's,
Yeah, that's a freaking game. Look, she's even got extra internet. But yeah, that's got to be like Call of Duty or like some big time game right there. I actually
then you
like
have-
this. They did a good job with that scan. That's a good scan.
well,
for
his
that guy.
scans really. If there's pictures of it detailed like really up close. It's extremely well for some reason. I guess I guess him specifically. Skarsgård probably went to Hasbro.
He's really
That's
good
really
at
good.
standing still.
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
And yeah, Mothma.
Yeah, that's okay.
She's not at a
If these
dinner
were like
party.
$30 a piece, I would probably get a lot more of these. But the damn Black Series is so expensive.
This is
What
a
is
cool
that?
one. I like this one.
Oh,
It's a combo between Beezmo. How is it pronounced again?
BMO,
Bemo. And then
Bemo,
Andor.
B2 emo.
and what is this, like $60 probably?
If I
65?
remember correctly, yeah, it's basically double the cost of a regular one.
What's in the box between them?
Oh, that's like a sleeve
Nothing,
that
they just
covers
slide
it,
in. Yeah, they just slide
Oh,
in.
there's
like a dust jacket. Yeah,
Wow, they actually have plastic.
yeah. They have plastic. Those ones.
Oh, look away.
So basically, this was supposed to be news from last week, but New York Comic Con's over. So these were some exclusives that were at New York Comic Con. And
Sorry,
first
Kachung
off,
didn't want to come into the show yet last week. It's all his fault.
Huh.
Continue anyway.
so his face,
They have figure exclusives.
like,
You can buy it.
sorry.
They have figures that are exclusives.
I can't remember. I guess we'll see in a second. But there
You can
was
buy
the
it.
Boba Fett premiere collection. So it's the PVC one, I believe. So $200, and it looks really nice.
That's pretty good price, really.
Mm-hmm.
Gentle Giant.
There are 2 pop figures. There was Anakin dual sabers, and then the BMO.
It looks like you need to like press him back together again.
Yeah, squish them down. This was fun. It was the classic Boba Fett colors as a
Oh, that is
backpack
cool.
and a wallet.
Yeah. You need this for when you go up in the trees, man. Like, put your water and stuff.
No,
You can have it.
When I was young, I had a Darth Vader backpack.
No.
Nice.
Well, you can have these
Oh,
ones.
there's $120. Never mind. I was gonna say this is actually nice. I wouldn't mind that.
Mine
So
was
yeah,
cooler than
basically
that.
those 2 are pretty cool.
Mine was way cooler than that.
Now there is
Oh,
another
it's
back
because
before you.
this is like
before
a
you click,
legitimate backpack for people who do things, right? That's
well,
why it's so
before you
expensive.
click the next one, don't click the next one yet.
I did stuff. I went to school.
The next one I saw, and I actually immediately I messaged Chris. I'm like, Chris, you're gonna be at New York. Can you get me this backpack? And he's like, I could. And I'm like, 1 second. I look into it, and I'm like, oh, it's not an exclusive. It's a first to release. So they're gonna be releasing it there first, and you can buy it off their website. So I was gonna wait to see reviews. So you ready to see the next backpack?
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, well, hold on. But what I was saying was that I was like, I'm not paying $120 for a backpack. But what I was saying, Kachuk, is, oh, this is for people who actually do stuff. It has removable bungee cord, rain cover. I would just use it because I think it's cute. That's why I would pay $120 for it. All right, here we go. Is it the chick? Is that what you're
Yeah,
about to
that's
get
what I wanted
married,
to order.
bro? Like I wouldn't try to buy no chick off the internet. That ain't right.
That's
It's for the lightsaber on the backpack. So yeah.
That
that-
background is pretty funny.
But yeah, so backpack, duffel bag mix with
So you have $120 to blow on it. We got to talk later.
I don't.
because
I
apparently-
don't. That's the reason why I held off when it said you can buy it later. When it said you
That's
can
a
buy
super
it
cool
later and not as a exclusive at the con, that like months later I'm gonna look and it's like $500 on eBay. I'm like,
Good
okay,
baby.
that's fine.
I will say this though, like I know that you use the public transportation. If I use public transportation and I go to cons, that would definitely be a backpack I'd probably invest in, honestly.
It's a really cool one to use.
Yeah.
So on the new comic book day, issue 28 of Star Wars. On the left is the A cover. I love that cover. I think that looks amazing.
Yeah, it is.
And then on
Wearing Imperial garb.
Yeah.
and then on the right is the action figure. You know,
I will say this. It's weird that Disney tries to get rid of him best they can, but like the comic books just reuse him over and over and over and over, and it's weird. You think that let's put two and two together.
so the
Ooh.
left is the 45th anniversary variant for the original Star Wars. Now we're going to those ones now. Yay!
Cyberpunk. I didn't know Cyberpunk was in Star Wars. That's cool.
Yeah. So then on the right is so basically the free comics like Halloween extravaganza. The it's a reprint of issue 1 of Dr. Aphra from the new run. So that's free at your shops if you can get it.
If I had a shop, I'd go get it.
So now they've relaunched High Republic as issue 1 again, where it's following the next stage of their run.
So
Is the next
they
Sorry?
just released the first novel too.
Yeah, the first novel and the second phase. So this is the first comic as well, and it's issue 1. I actually quite like the A cover, whoever drew it.
Actually, both covers are pretty cool. Actually, I don't mind either one of them.
And then the C covers, him just walking through the crowd. That guy right above him is pretty happy though. The Three Eyes.
Well, this one too. Look, you can see the smile. They just cut it off. Right? They're going to like a concert or something. I think. You know what I mean? Like I think it's like Black Friday sale or something. They're definitely happy to be. Like even he's got a grin. Look at him.
Yeah.
Even Devil Guy's got a grin.
Now this released. I completely didn't realize this came out this week. Issue 1 of Star Wars Visions. So
You have it pulled?
I did not because I'm an idiot. I thought I did. I thought I had it there, but it's gonna. I hope it's gonna be. So issue 1.
They're probably off the shelf by now.
Probably. So the 8 covers on the left, very cool. On the right is the variant. It's a really weird looking cover where the title's kind of sprawled out through it, and I don't know. It looks good, but the color it just hurts my eyes to try and read it.
It's a weird color pop.
God, I really want this. I don't, man. Oh well.
Now I don't know. I can't remember if either you remember either if this because it's still titled Visions. This comic. I know the first couple issues solicited are following the Ronin storyline and a continuation there. Is this series just going to be the Ronin, or are they also doing some of the other popular stories?
Yeah, I like the twins one. That was good. I did.
And that's it.
It's a trap.
Well done. Well done. Good job. All right. Well, that's cool, man. I really I need to go on what is all the kids loving these days? Whatnot or whatever. I need to go on there and sell some comics so I can start collecting comics again.
Whatnots, yeah.
All right. I think that's our man Akbar. Anything else to add?
I don't know if they ever confirmed what he smelled like, but that's about it.
Smelled like blueberries, I think.
His socks.
Oh, the boots. Don't tell me the boots.
Those boots, though, they make your feet smell good, I'm sure.
They're scented.
Well, he was a shell, right? So like he could go through like a car wash and be sprayed.
Do you
in high
think he has socks on under those boots, or do you think he's going barefoot in them?
Which is weird is that his hands are so big, but those look like normal sized boots, right? Yeah. So like he had normal sized.
What does the feet look like is the question.
Yeah, that's weird to have with such weird hands and small feet.
That's why he has no laces because his hands are so weird.
Yeah, so do you realize he just has slip-ons? Do you think he has the world's biggest shoehorn?
His hand. Yeah, that's why he can stick his hand on it. His hand was like this. He can just stick his hand down there, get his boot on. A hand does everything. It even doubles as a gun sometimes. It just depends on the angle. What are we doing next week?
I believe we are going to be covering episodes 4 through 6 of Andor, right?
Yep.
Episodes 4 through 6 of Andor. Fantastic.
4, 5, 6.
I decided to kind of let them build up because I noticed that it wasn't getting crazy. Like this week, it's this special character shows up and it wasn't like all over YouTube. So I figured I could take the chance and just miss all the because then the thumbnails seemed to be like overly crazy giving something away. So I was like, I'll take the chance and that way I can watch 2 or 3 back to back. So
it's good.
I will be catching up on those.
It's working out to kind of be what I had hoped, like some mini plots.
It's nice. I like it.
The first 3 episodes was kind of like its self-contained story. It seems like it's happening again.
Yeah, and especially going into the new episode, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. We will see you next week, probably back to the normal time of 8:30 Eastern. Is that what it is?
8:30, yeah.
Yep.
8:30 Eastern. You can go back and look at our other deep dives, Mr. Grail Gaming, and also on Twitch. And I guess we'll see you guys next week.
Mm-hmm.
Have a great night.
See ya.
Awkward.